and I'm not able to put it on a full, apart from the page that you all saw in a little bit ago. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just put it on my email. You will see a few emails, so don't worry about that. And I'll share the email page which I have, which Ghazanfar has very kindly prepared. It's a very nice piece of paper that he has prepared. So let's see if you guys can see that in full. Hexera, Muhammad Raza, Muhammad Ali, Murtaza, Shapara, Zain Hamdani. Zain is there. Audio is connected to everybody. Okay. Now, before we go into the class, and I must say that I'm not very prepared for the class. I've just been busy running around here, there, and everywhere yesterday and today. So apologies for that. But we will go through the Tahara chapter and Mutaharat and all that. And because I remember, I don't need the book to actually teach that chapter, thankfully, just alhamdulillah. So before we go into the class, let's get Ghazanfar Hamdani onto the mic, please. Ghazanfar, are you there?
Yeah,
Alaikum salam, Ghazanfar. Do you want to speak to your colleagues, all the rest of the students that are there, on what you have prepared, so that we can all listen to what you want to speak about? And unfortunately, I can't download it and print it, so I have just to share my email here. Okay. So yeah, and all of you, please listen to him and ask him questions, because this is a very, very important chapter for us in our lives. We are doing fiqh today. So Ghazanfar, all yours.
Yeah, so today I'm going to talk and tell everyone about the main purifying agent, which is water. So as you can see, water is a mutahirat. This means it's a purifying agent that makes najis objects tahir. So water falls into two categories, mutlaq and mudaf water, where mutlaq is pure water and mudaf is mixed water, such as lemonade, tea, muddy water and milky water. Mudaf water can't purify najis objects, and when it comes into contact with the najasa, it will become najis itself. However, mutlaq water is pure water that has not changed in color, smell or taste and can make najis things tahir. There are four types of mutlaq water. Well water, with regard that it comes gushing out from the ground. Running water, with regard it flows continuously and has a natural source. And there's rainwater and still water. Still water that has not changed in color or smell or taste is mutlaq water. However, it can become najis if it is less than contact with the najasa. This brings us to our next question. What is gur? Gur is 384 liters of water or more in one place or tank. Anything less than that is qaleel water. Is anything less than 384 liters. Moreover, well water and running water is considered to be good water because they're like continuous and they come from a natural source. This means that if they come into contact with najasa, unless their smell, color or taste changes, it is still mutlaq, pure water. However, if it is qaleel water, then the water, if it comes into contact with the najasa, it becomes najis itself. That's it, sir.
Okay, very nice presentation. Short, but very nice. Got lots of questions. Anybody got any questions? Please raise your hand. Okay, Murtaza Rizvi is the first one. So, okay, unmute yourself, ask the question, please.
You said qaleel water doesn't bark things, but doesn't it if you do it 3 times?
Yeah, there are certain conditions on Ayatollah Sistani website that you have to abide by to make qaleel water cleanse, purify najis object.
Thank you.
Muhammad Ali, you got a question? Mute your mic if you haven't got a question. Or both of you, Murtaza and Muhammad Ali. Anybody else got a question on that presentation about water acting as a متحرات. Yeah, go on. Who is that? Hassan? Nobody has any questions. So everybody happy with the presentation by Ghazan Farhamdani. Thank you very much. Please mute yourself, or I'm going to mute you all so that there's less noise on the background. Good. Okay. Now, thing here is, it's very important to understand that cool water is something that can purify at any time. Ghazanfar, I have a question. How do you define, and this is for everybody to understand, how do you define mutlaq water? Unmute yourself.
It is pure water that is from a natural source, and it is not like it hasn't changed color, smell, or taste from its original self.
Okay, so what you can consider water? Does it have to be boiled?
No, it doesn't have to be.
Because all the rivers and all are not boiled, are they?
Yeah, but it's still pure.
Okay, so basically what can be considered as water is considered pure water or mutlaq water. Pure and not in the sense of purifying it like chemically, but pure in the sense of what is considered as water. Now there's a question from Abbas Raza to Ghazanfar, let's say. He says, Ghazanfar, that 27 times 3 isn't 384. Or 27 to the power of 3 isn't 384. Yeah, I got it, Abbas. Yeah. 27 cube, not 384. How much is it, Abbas? Calculate and tell me. 27 times 27 times 27. It's going to be a bit bigger than that, isn't it, Ghazanfar?
I'm not sure, sir. It says it in the book.
Yeah, Murtaza says it's going to be 19,000. Basically, take it to the point at 384. Yeah, roughly, Murtaza. So yeah, that's a good point, because it is 27 times 3 is maybe a lot more than 384. But remember that 384 liters is the quantity for kur. If you want to be sure whether the water can be used for drinking or to do wudu or ghusl, you got to be sure that it is in excess of 384 liters. So like it's a big bathtub, then you know that you can use that water for wudu or something else. But the point is, what do you do if it's a qaleel water? If somebody says to you that this is pure, the water is clean, then do you believe that person or not? If it's qaleel water, that is. In mutlaq water, you don't need to ask if the quantity is kur or more, because even if there is an impurity there, it doesn't matter as long as there's no change in taste, smell, or color. But in qaleel water, you don't know what to do, so you ask somebody. And if two adil people say to you, two trustworthy people say to you that this is clean water, you can use it, then you can accept it. However, if you are in my house, let's say, and I say to you that the water in that jug is clean, it's pure, you can use it for drinking, then you can believe me, because I own that premises, I'm in charge of that area where you come in, and it is okay, you can believe that as well. So that's the thing about qaleel water. Kur water, you don't need to worry about. Now, rainwater, when it falls from the sky, it is pure. But when it touches the ground, it can mix with many things, and it might not remain mutlaq. It might not remain water, because it can mix with mud and all that stuff. And it's not, you've got to be careful. That's what I'm saying. So let's say if you have rain falling on the ground, and you have to consider whether that part is cleaned up or not. If it is continuous rain, then after the rain goes away, that part will be considered clean. However, let's say if a baby has peed on somebody's shirt and they're going on under rainwater, will it be considered clean because rainwater has fallen on it? No. because it has to be washed once. Like shouldn't be like a little drizzle, but it should be like a proper rain where you can wash that part where the baby has spoiled the dress. Then after that, once it's cleaned up, then again it has to be cleaned up by rainwater. So if once you consider that okay, that this is gone, the the urine part of the shirt is gone now, it's been drenched with water, then you have to do it again if it's only with rainwater. Similarly with running water as well, you have got to make it clear that it's twice it's been washed so that it is clean, to be considered clean. Thank you very much, Ghazanfar. I'm going to just stop the screen share and bring the book on top here. Give me a second. Anybody else, any questions, please? You're free to ask any questions because it is fiqh and it is, it'll be there that you will have lots of questions on it.
I have a question.
Okay, give me a second. Okay, ask again. Yeah, go on, ask.
Would like carbonated, like sparkling water, be considered as impure because like it has carbon dioxide in it?
It's not. When you say impure water, it's not impure as in you can't drink it, but it's considered mudaf water because it is not really water. It's got salt and it's got other things that are mixed in it. It's not going to be valid for wudu or ghusl. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, even if it looks clear to you, but the taste is different and the smell is different, it's carbonated water. So it is important that we understand the definitions of mudaf and mutlaq water. You can only do wudu and ghusl with mutlaq water. So let me screen share the book first. Where's it gone? Okay. And back into Zoom. Share screen. Can you all see something?
Yeah.
Okay, you all see the. Farzan, was that you asking the question?
Yeah.
Okay, about carbonated water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can drink it, but it will not be valid for wudu and ghusl. It doesn't purify anything. So if you had, impurities and you washed it with mudaf water, it will not be pure. It will not be purified.
Okay.
Good. Now I've got somebody else saying something. Let's have a look. Can you do wudu with seawater? Yes, you can do wudu with seawater. Yes. Although seawater is salty water, but it comes naturally from the earth. So, although it's better to do it with river water or stream water. Okay. Now, how to do wudu? Does everybody know how to do wudu?
Yep.
Okay, who was that?
Murtaza.
Murtaza, okay. Is that only Murtaza who knows how to do wudu?
I do.
Same.
Everybody raise your hands. Oh, I want all hands going up in the chat.
Same.
I want all hands going up in the chat if you know how to do wudu. Quick, quick, quick. Shouldn't take long.
Wait, how do you do that?
You go into Zoom, into the settings or wherever it is, it says participants. You have chat. And then you click on somewhere which is called raise hand. Did you get that? One of your users, tell him please.
Yeah, got it.
Got it. Good, good, good. Okay. Anybody who doesn't know how to do wudu? Hassan, Suleiman, you're still learning?
I know how to do it.
You know how to do it. Well done, you. Okay. So I didn't see your hand go up. That's very good. Okay. Let's lower everybody's hands so that I know that if you raise your hands next, then I will know that it's not for the same thing. Okay. Who is going to explain to me how they do wudu?
I'll do it.
Who's that?
Abbas.
Abbas. Okay. Abbas.
So you got two parts of the wuzu. You got the sunnah part and then you got the wajib part. So the
Mhm.
first bit is it's basically just washing your hands. So it's just like palm over the other twice.
When you
Then
say
you do
washing your hands, how do you mean? Which is
as in I
washing?
can't
Which
I
part?
can't
Which part?
pardon.
No, explain it. Which part is your washing your hands?
It's like it's the top and bottom. It's like the palm and the top part.
Okay,
So
cool. Yeah, everybody, I guess, understands. It's basically below the wrist.
yeah, and then you gargle 3 times.
Mhm.
And then you kind of like throw water into your nose 3 times so it's clean.
Mhm.
Then you then this is the wajib part. Then you put water on your face. And then you make sure that every single part of your face is cleaned and
Mhm.
like with water.
Mhm.
And then you have to clean the bit from your elbow to your wrist. First left onto the right, then right onto the left. Both like so you got the top bit and the bottom bit.
Mhm.
Then you do most of your head, then you do most of your feet. So it's just straight through the middle of your head.
Mhm.
3 fingers, so that you can touch your actual forehead, not the hair.
Mhm.
And then you just do most of the feet. So it's from the toes to the ankle.
Mhm. Okay, you missed two very important things, which I'm sure you know as well. The first thing is the niyyah, intention qurbatan ilallah for wuzu. Otherwise, it's not wuzu, it's just washing, and that will not be considered a wuzu. You have to have the intention first, wuzu qurbatan ilallah. Even if you don't say it in your heart, you just go ahead saying, okay, I'm doing wuzu for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's all it is. If you have it in your heart, that thought, that's good enough. Okay, and the second thing that I was not sure what you said was the wajib of washing the hands from the elbow to the wrist. It's not elbow to the wrist, it's elbow to the tips of your fingers and between your fingers. Even though you washed your hands in the beginning, that is a mustahab washing, which you wash anywhere below the wrist to start with. But when you wash your hands, the wajib washing of hands is from the elbow to the tips of your fingers, not till the wrist. You have to wash the entire way down. That is the main wudu. You have to wash the face. Okay, now washing the face. What does washing the face means? Washing the face means from the top of the forehead, where the hairline it finishes or begins, from there downwards, never upwards. If the hand goes upward, you make it a point to go down again, and make it a point to wash it from the top of the face where the hairline starts till the end of the chin. So you don't have to go here, but you just need to go here. All of you can see me, right? All the actions
Yes.
I'm making. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And it should cover the face. What is considered as a face? What is considered as a face is the handspan. Anything that comes between that is the washing of the face. And you go right up to there.
Does going up slightly, like for example, if someone accidentally goes up slightly on their forehead, does that invalidate your wuzu? So do you have to do it all over again, or do you just have to do it again?
Accidentally is okay. Accidentally is okay, but you got to pay attention. Sometimes, when you're not paying attention, then you can go like that as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have beards, they go washing it like that. No, you have to go like that only. And people who have a thick beard, I don't have a thick beard, but people who have a thick beard, it's not obligatory for them to go inside all the hair and into the skin. It's not. For somebody like me, it's easy, to put the water. You can go like that. Now you use washing the face with water is wajib. The second one is mustahab. So all of us should do it at least twice. Not at least twice, only twice. You should not only do it once, but you should do it twice. Third time makes it batil. So even if you wash your face a little bit, without the intention of having wudu water is different, and accidentally is different. But if you take water, I haven't washed it properly twice, so let me take more water and wash it again. No, use the same water that is there on the piece. Go into all the grooves and the crevices of your face, like on the sides of the ears and the nose, the lips where water might not go, and then use it like that to wash it. You don't have to go inside the beard all the time. No. If you have thick beards, don't need to. If you have light beard like I have, then it will easily go with just washing like this. It'll easily go.
About
Like
the niyat, you said the niyat comes first.
Yes.
Someone told me, a reliable source, they told me that to do the niyat after the mustahabat, but before the wajibat. Is that
Yes.
okay as well?
That is okay as well. It's not to do it after the mustahabat. You must do it before, ideally, when you're doing your wuzu, but at least you should do it before you're doing the wajib sections of wuzu, like washing the face.
Okay.
Minimum. So you can, for example, if you're walking to your wash basin, you can do your niyat just there, or intention there. After intention that, okay, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going to do wuzu for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just inside your heart. Not to say in words with your lips moving all the time. No, you don't have to. If you want to say it, go for it. But it's not wajib to do that. So, okay, so face washing, everybody understands that?
Yeah, thank you.
Technically, this is what is considered. Anything that comes from middle finger to thumb, anything that comes in between that, as far as the width is concerned, is considered your face. However, we should try to wash a little bit extra part of it. Just go to the edge of the face as well. Just like normal we wash it. So always remember not to go up. Always make sure your hand comes down. That is very important. Never go up. And similarly, for the washing of the hands, this is an ayat in the Quran. Anybody knows which ayat we are talking about? Surah Ma'idah, verse number 6. Surah 5, verse 6. Surah 5, verse 6. If you have it on the phone or something, you can see it now. And one, if you can actually read the translation if you want to, so that everybody understands what we're talking about here. This is from the Quran that we're doing the wudu. So while one of you are searching, I'm going to show you what to do with your hands. So let me move my abba a little bit up so I can show. This is my elbow here. Okay. You pour the water for men. You pour the water from the outside of your elbow. Wash it from here. Go down in the fingers, all this part, everywhere. Okay. And then they do it another time again. Wash it from the top to the bottom, and they cover the insides as well later on. For women or for girls, they can pour the water from inside of the elbows. For the men, it is from the outside of the elbows. Okay. If you have a question on that, you can always ask. So the point of it is you pour the water twice on the arms as well. So from here, first you wash the right arm, like Abbas said, and then you wash the left arm. Okay, and then you go to the tips of the fingers and inside the fingers. Make sure you don't miss out the inside of the fingers, because a lot of people miss it. And a lot of people think that because the hand is already wet, it's been washed for wudu. It's not washed for wudu unless you bring the water down from the elbow to there. Okay, Fazan, you want to read the translation, please? And Mehak Zara as well. Who wants to read? One of them.
So it says, "O believers, when you stand up to pray, wash your faces and your hands up to the elbows, and wipe your heads and your feet up to the ankles. If you are defiled, purify yourself.
Defiled.
If you are defiled, purify yourself. But if you are sick or on a journey, or if any of you comes from the privy, or you have touched a woman and you can find no water, then have recourse to wholesome dust and wipe your face with your hands with it. God does not desire to make any impediment for you, but He desires to purify you, and that He may complete His blessings upon you. Happily, you will be thankful.
Thank you very much. Very good. Mehak Zara, which translation are you using? Can you please tell me? because it says wipe your heads and wash your feet from the translation that you're using. And that is not the system that is used by the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. That is what the followers of, you know, who don't follow the Ahlul Bayt, they do wash their feet. But it's not washing, it is wiping of the feet. Even they, the other schools of thought, they also consider wiping of the feet. You must wipe the feet, but it's better to wash it as well, they say. They don't say you must wash it, but masa is important for them as well. But yeah, where did you get it from?
Bhai!
Hello? I can hear somebody screaming. Everything okay with everybody, I hope? Okay, so yes, that translation, I would not suggest you to use that, the one that Mehak there has got. So it is a bit of a problem in that one. Washing the feet is not correct. Sometimes you will see that the washing of the feet is in brackets, because it's just an interpretation. So use the translation which is there of in tanzil.net from Sayyid Ali Quli Qarai, which is the like the contemporary language he uses, simple language that he uses, and Shakir. All those translations will have the proper translation. Okay, but thank you very much for that, and it's a good learning curve for all of us. Okay, question is, what does it mean when you touch women? Okay, this is not just if you touch any woman, then you have to, have to purify yourself. No, touch women means here implies having sexual relations with women. Like when husband and wife are having sexual relations, then they have to have also, they have to purify themselves. That is called a state of janaba. And then it leads us to the next point now, which is of what to do when you don't have water, how to purify that. Okay, somebody was there in the chat. Hold on, sorry, just a second before we go on to the next one. Rayan, oh no, you use dust. Okay, fine. So when you don't have water, you do tayammum. Tayammum is using dust or soil. So the way to do tayammum, anybody knows that? Please. Okay, let's see who has mentioned.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, signed as sand, dust, soil, whatever. Right. Pure sand, pure dust, pure soil. Earth, yes, Muhammad Ali, earth as well. Earth is soil, basically, that's what it is. So, okay. Anybody else wants to speak apart from Murtaza? I don't want Murtaza speaking all the time. She's very good. Who's that?
Farzan.
Farzan, go on, Farzan. Explain to us how to do tayammum.
So first, when you have the sand in front of you, you use both of your two hands and you rub it on the sand. Then you use your your left hand to rub sand on your right arm from the elbow to the tips, and you do the same with the left hand. And then you rub sand on your face from top to bottom, just like you do in wudu, but you do it once.
Is that all? Done?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Thank you very much, Farzan. First thing you all seem to forget is that niyat is part of doing, the intention is the part of doing the wudu or the tayammum. Remember, it is very, very important to have the intention first, because it is an act of worship, and any act of worship is not valid without the intention of closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only reason you do this kind of a thing, is for closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't have the intention, all your stuff is invalid, and then that leads to your prayers and everything else being invalid as well. So whenever I ask you a question about any worship, what are the acts of worship, the first thing you have to make sure is that you tell me that you have done the intention. That's the first thing. And Farzan, Your tayammum method was a little bit incorrect. Let's see somebody else. Zayan, did you want to speak, Zayan? Zayan Zaidi, unmute yourself and talk to me.
No, sir, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Murtaza Rizvi, you can explain to us what was missing in Farzan's tayammum, please.
I think first you do niyat, you take both your hands, you slap it, not slap it, but press it into the dust. You do the outside of your right hand first, then the outside of your left hand. Then I think you press into your hands into the dust again, and from your hairline to your chin, you rub your hand on your face.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody has got any other ideas?
Sir,
Muhammad Ali, yes.
isn't it from your hairline to your tip of the nose? And then the
That
side?
Ghazanfar. Is that Ghazanfar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's from the hairline to the tip of your nose. Okay,
And
thank
then
you
you have
very
to
much.
do the side of your head as well.
Okay, anybody else have any other ideas?
I think you do your face first, then you do your arms.
You do your arms.
First you do your face and then you do your arms, I think.
How interesting. Excellent. What does the book say? We're not on the chapter of tayammum yet, are we? Okay, I think Murtaza got it fairly right, but Ghazanfar corrected the face bit because you have to do the face, not the full face, but you just do it like that, and that's it. Now remember, you look at me on the camera. Always what you do is you dab your hands on the soil or the dust. Hit it lightly, not like go slam on it. Just dab your hands, the dust comes on it. And then you start doing a tayammum. Again, first of all, intention has to be there. Okay? And the time when you do not, you can use dust is when, first of all, you have no water and the prayer time is going. Secondly, when you might fall sick if you use water. So the time, and sometimes also when you have very little time to pray, even doing wudu for 2 minutes might actually make your salat qaza. Although that's not a valid excuse in our situation because we all have enough time to do our salat. So what I'm going to do now is I want one of you guys to read the chapter where tayammum is starting. Can you see the screen on my screen rather? But you see the book on my screen?
Yep.
Okay. I want somebody to read who has not read before. Farzan, would you like to read it?
I'm Zayan. Can I read it?
Okay, Zayan, of course you can read it. Why not, son? Go on. Bismillah.
Where are we reading from?
Tayammum, chapter Tayammum.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Tayammum is a substitute for wuzu or ghusl. In today's lesson, you will learn about circumstances in which you can do tayammum. Tayammum can be done in the following 7 situations. Number 1, when you cannot get enough water to do wuzu or ghusl. If there is enough time for performing salah, then you should wait and pray after you find water. If you do not find water and the time of salah is running out, then you must pray with tayammum. If you know that water is not available, then it is not wajib to search for it. But if there is a possibility of finding water, then it is wajib to search for it. When number 2,
Number 3 now, is it? Where's number 2? Sorry, yeah, okay.
when water is available but difficult to reach, it does not make any difference whether this difficulty is physical or otherwise. Therefore, if reaching for the water involves danger of life, reputation, or property, then one should do tayammum.
Okay, is that clear to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
At least to me.
straightforward, I guess. Yeah. But if you have a question,
Number
do-
3,
Yeah.
Number 3, when use of water is harmful to one's health or life, if you fear that using water might make you sick or harm your health, then you should do tayammum. However, if using warm water is harmless, then tayammum is not allowed. Number 4, when water is available, but one is afraid that by using that water, he or she will be involved in hardship because of thirst. If you fear that you and your companions or pets are in danger of thirst, then you should do tayammum instead of wudu or ghusl. When the time of salah is so short that if one starts doing wudu or ghusl, their salah will become qaza. Whereas by doing tayammum, they will be able to stay their salah in time. In such case, one should always do tayammum. Remember that praying on time is very important. Number 6, when water is not enough to do wudu or ghusl, as well as purifying the najasa on one's body or cloth, when the body or the only available clothes that you have are najis, and you find that if you use water for wudu or ghusl, then there will be no water to purify your body or your clothes. Then you should first purify your body or clothes with the water that is available, and then do tayammum instead of wudu or ghusl. Number 7, when you use water, depends on haram acts. If using water involves anything haram, then one should do tayammum. For example, using water without the owner's permission would make it haram to use. So you would have to do tayammum. So I have a question.
Yeah.
If you do ghusl, do you have to do wudu?
Very good question. Who has the answer for that?
It depends on the ghusl.
What do you mean it depends on the ghusl?
So all ghusls except one require you to do wudu afterwards.
Okay. Which ghusl doesn't require you to do wudu?
Ghusl al-janaba.
Okay. That's good. You got your answer, Zayan?
Yeah.
So unless and until,
Right,
if you're just having a shower and you're not in a state of impurity being in a state of janaba, then you must do wudu as well after you have had your shower. However, if you are in a state of janaba, not you personally, but I'm saying generally, if a human being is in a state of janaba, which means he's impure or she's impure, then to purify themselves, they will have to do a ghusl, and with intention, obviously. And then once they have done the ghusl, they don't need to do a wudu after that. Sometimes, some marjas say that you can ghusl al-juma if you have the intention of that. Some marjas say that, it is enough if you have ghusl al-juma not to have wudu. But you consult with your marja, whichever you follow. So Zayan, that was your answer, and thank you very much. Okay, who is?
Read on.
Hold on a second, Abbas. Can you do ghusl janaba even if you're not impure, so that you don't have to do wudu or do namaz? No, you can only do ghusl janaba if you are in the state of janaba. So ghusl can only be done. Ghusl janaba can only be done if you're in a state of janaba, because otherwise you can't have the intention of doing ghusl janaba when you're not in janaba. So good question again, very good question. But yeah, instead of doing that, if you just do your wudu, keep yourself in wudu all the time. And if you go for a shower, just go for a shower and come back. You'll still be in a state of wudu. Okay, Zayan, carry on. You can, please. Carry on reading, I meant.
Me.
Zayan, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Are you not speaking into the mic?
No, it's actually that my brother is on. Should I just okay, wait a minute.
It's not very clear, so we can't hear you very clearly.
Can you hear me now? Is it clear now?
Okay, yes, it is much clearer. Okay, just to emphasize on the word tayammum, it's not tayammum, it's tayammum. You see, there's a double M there for a reason. Tayammum.
Okay.
Say that once. Yes, good. Carry on, please.
Tayammum. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Tayammum is the substitute for wuzu or ghusl when a person finds himself in one of the seven situations discussed above. There are, however, 5 conditions which must be fulfilled in order to make the tayammum correct.
Okay.
Niyyah,
Please, everybody pay
the
attention.
intention.
All of you boys and girls, please pay attention.
The niyyah, which is the intention. If a person has to do only one tayammum, then it is not necessary for that person to specify whether the tayammum is a substitute for wuzu or ghusl. But if a person has to do more than one tayammum, then that person has to specify in the niyyah for each tayammum whether it is substitute of wuzu or for ghusl.
Yes, very important.
For example, suppose 2 people are in a desert where there is no water, and the time for prayer is coming to an end. If one person just has to do tayammum as a substitute for wuzu, then he or she says more down.
No, it's here. Neck is near with us, is it? Or then he or she would make his or her knee on the right column now.
Then he or she would make his or her niyyah without specifying what he or she is doing his or her tayammum for. In other words, he or she does not have to say that he or she is doing tayammum as a substitute for wudu. Now suppose the other person has to do tayammum as a substitute for ghusl of MUS al-mayyit, touching a dead body when it comes cold, as well as a tayammum for wuzu. In this case, in his or her first tayammum, he or she would specify in his or her niyyah that he or she is doing it as a substitute for ghusl, MUS al-mayyit, and in his or her second tayammum, he or she would specify that tayammum, he or she would specify that he or she is doing it for wuzu.
Okay, so mas al mayit. Mas means touching, mayit is dead body. Okay, carry on.
All the acts of tayammum must be done in the correct order.
Can't hear you.
First, striking the palms First striking the palms on the earth, then wiping the forehead, the back of the right hand, and then the back of the left hand, and then striking the palms again and wiping the hands again. For example, suppose a person creates their own way of doing tayammum, such that he or she strikes his or her palms on the earth and then wipes the back of the hands and then the forehead. In this case, his tayammum would be void.
Okay, hold on. I want to ask you a question again. All the people who explained to me how to do tayammum, who got it right then? To answer my own question, none of you got it right because you all said wipe your hands first. You got to wipe your forehead first and then wipe your hands. Okay, so as it says in the book. Somebody's just sent a message. Hold on, please, Zayan. Just hold on one more time. Yes, Zayan's volume has gone much quieter. It seems his audio is not very clear. People are struggling to hear you clearly, Zayan. It's okay in the beginning. Then when you start doing it, start talking, then it's a bit...
Can you hear me now properly?
I can hear you, Zayan, very clearly. Speak into the mic and carry on reading, please. Okay, Hassan says that he had said that's what he had said, but not the full arm, Hassan. It's only the arm, the hand, just the back of this hand and then the back of this hand. That's all. I think one of you said the full arm from the elbow down. Okay, carry on, Zayan, please. It's very good that you say that, and you do realize that you don't have to say it each time. MashaAllah, may Allah bless you and keep the shaitan away from you. That is, the word that you have in number 3 is muwalat. Pronounce the word muwalat.
Muwalat.
Yeah, okay. Which means continuity. Go on, carry on reading.
Number 3, muwalat. The acts of tayammum must follow one another right way. There should not be a very long gap between one part and the next. For example, suppose a person is doing tayammum and before he or she is finished, he or she is interrupted by another person for quite a long time. In this case, the person cannot continue with his or her tayammum and has to start all over again. Number 4, which is tahara, the parts of the body on which tayammum is done must be free from any najis element. Example, blood, and must also be exposed. Then should be no cover on them. For example, suppose a man has some blood on his forehead. Since blood is najis and since tayammum is done on
the forehead,
then if the person does tayammum, his tayammum will be void. For example, suppose a man has a ring on his finger or a woman has a nail polish on her nail. Since tayammum is done on the hands, then if that man or woman has tayammum without removing the ring or nail polish, then the tayammum will be void. Performing it yourself or with a helper under the normal circumstances, it is necessary to do tayammum by yourself. But in case of disability, someone else may help. In this case, the helper will take your hands and strike them on the earth and do the tayammum. If this is not possible, then the helper should strike his or her own hands on the earth and then wipe your forehead and both hands. Things Things on which tayammum is not allowed.
Is allowed.
Is allowed.
Things on which tayammum is allowed. Yes.
Things on which tayammum is allowed. In order for preference.
Of preference.
Preference. Earth, dry mud, stone, dust that has settled, like on a carpet.
Thank you very much. I'm sure you guys have questions on that. Please ask me the questions. Muhammad Ali says, yeah, it's becoming quieter and becoming good. Yeah, I know the audio was not very clear, but we managed to understand what he was reading. Thank you, Zayan, very much. Okay.
It doesn't say sand on it. Does that come under earth or
Earth? Yeah, it comes under earth. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, sometimes, in certain countries, if you're, let's say, in the Middle Eastern countries, sometimes there's so much dust in the atmosphere that if you strike your clothes, dust flies off. Even the dust from those kind of clothes is allowed to be doing tayammum on. So you don't have to do it on the ground, mud on the ground only. Sometimes you have a carpet in your house and it's gathered dust. As long as the carpet is clean, you strike your hands on the carpet hard enough for the dust to fly into your hand. Then you can do your tayammum like this. Sorry, like this for the right hand first, and then. Now I'm wearing rings here. I have to take them off, both of them. Once I've done them, then only I can put them back on, because the dust has to, the hand which has been dabbed on the dust has to pass on each and every part. It goes the same with wudu as well. Wudu is not valid if you have parts of your body which are covered. And similarly, when you're doing masa of the head and the feet, you got to make sure that you don't have any caps. Allahu Akbar. Somebody's phone is buzzing very hard. I need to mute Murtaza. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are not wearing a cap and you're not wearing any socks. Now, 2 or 3 things which are important, but people sometimes forget is, first of all, what people forget is intention. Remember to have active intention of closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember that. Okay, Abbas, I'll come back to you. So if you don't have intention, whatever you're doing, however nicely you're doing, is all waste. It is not considered as ibadah. Because wudu is ibadah. It's a prerequisite for salah. And you have to have the intention of closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order for the wudu or the tayammum to be valid, to be considered valid. How you do it comes next. So first thing is intention. Secondly, tartib, or the order. Order is like we were discussing, how do you do tayammum? And we went to the hands first. No, face first and then the hands. Then the hand. And the right hand first and then the left hand next. Not the other way around. So the tartib, the order has to be perfectly as it is explained from hadith. And then muwalat is very important. Muwalat means continuity. So you can't just wash your face and then go for a stroll and come back like 5 minutes later and then wash your arms. But nobody does that. I tell you what people do most of the time, because in these countries, we're all wearing socks all the time. And you start doing wudu, and then you realize, oh my God, I haven't even taken off my socks to do masa on my feet. So once people have done their wudu, then they're taking off their socks and then all that. Then they're doing the wiping of the feet. That is not ideal. Even though your hand wetness is still there. But first of all, prepare for wudu by taking off the appropriate clothes, and putting on the appropriate clothes as well is important. Although most people do wear appropriate clothes. But make sure that your socks are away, your cap is away, and your rings are out. You're not wearing your rings. And then do your wudu in continuity. Not that there's lots of gap or anything like that. That is very, very important as well. And finally, what is it? Tahara. Tahara means that you have to make sure that the body parts are not, there's no najasa on the body parts. That is what tahara means, because otherwise it's easy when you have water For example, if there is some blood or something on your fingers because it's been cut some time ago, whatever, then you need to wash that part first, if you can, and then do your wudu. Is that clear, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now this question is very interesting, and I'm going to go into your questions now. What about ice that came from mutlaq water? That is in Canada, Alaska, where the water freezes in the winter. It's a good question. It's important. In the days gone by, it was hard, but you have to do wudu with water. And it is mutlaq water which was frozen. We all know that. But we need to have water for washing. And that is important. You need to boil the water and let it come to a temperature where you can do the wudu. And then you do the wudu. As tayammum on the ice. No, 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 no. You take the ice, you boil it and make it into water, and then do the wudu. Yeah, no tayammum on ice, please. I'm sorry. Okay. Is Zain Hamdani there today? I think he is. He's very quiet. Zain, you talk to me? Has he gone away from his computer? Oh, very good, Zain. Okay. Okay, fine. Now I'm thinking from last week you had asked that question about, was it you who had asked about Sikhism? Sikhs, are they Tahir or not Tahir? I'm sure it was you, right? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Now, I did say to you that you have to follow your marja, right? Okay, good. That much I remembered, but I didn't remember one thing. You asked me a very important question, and I said, in my opinion, this is it. First of all, I have every right to hold an opinion, but my opinion counts for nothing as far as religious rulings are concerned. Okay? I do consider that Sikhs are monotheistic because I know their beliefs are monotheistic and they believe in the gurus who take them to God. However, all the marja, pretty much not all, as far as I know, some of the marja, they say Sikhism, they consider them to be mushrik. I don't know how and why, but they are much more knowledgeable than I am. So you have to follow the marja. And even if I said it's my opinion, although I put the disclaimer that it's my opinion, but when you're asking me questions in fiqh, me as a person who is a teacher has to be very sure that I do not give my opinion. I have to give the opinion of the marja. So yes, Sikhs, according to most marja, are not considered tahir. Now don't ask me what you think, because I already told you what I think. But in religious rulings, it doesn't hold water. Allah knows the truth, but the marja are here to guide us. Yes, Murtaza, your question. So this is very important that I wanted to discuss with you, Zain. You have a further question to that, Zain? I'll come back to you. Let Murtaza speak.
We've ended the lesson. It's question time, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So at the beginning you said about wudu. No, sorry, about parking. You said that
Parking.
Yeah, about purifying.
Purifying. Okay, parking as in Urdu parking. You made me laugh there. Okay,
So,
purifying. Yeah.
So you said that if there's like, for example, a baby has peed on your clothes, and then the rain, if only if there's enough rain to first wash it out, and then for it to become wet again, then it's fine. But
Yes.
Isn't there a specific way of purifying clothes? Like first you wet them, then you wring them, then you have to wet them again or something?
No, with rainwater, you have to wring them.
Okay.
You have to wring them, as in W-R-I-N-G, not R-I-N-G.
Yeah.
Wring them so that you can squeeze out the water, and then again, if it washes with rainwater, then it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it's not. Otherwise, it can be considered only one washing.
Yeah.
Okay, why that emoji, Zain? What happened? Is that tearful emoji?
The parking.
Do we have to wash it 3 times?
Twice.
Twice only?
Twice, yes.
Thank
You're welcome. Okay, any more questions, please?
thank you.
Do we have anything to do for next week as for homework? Okay, let's do that. Okay, this is there. How to perform tayammum is given in the chapter below, which we haven't read, but you all know now, right? You've read this chapter. What shall I give you for homework tomorrow? I want you to practice how to do tayammum by looking at the book over here that is written, is given 4 or 5, 6 or 7 points actually, most of the actions as well. And it's not enough rubbing it on the dust. You have to dab it. You have to dab it on your soil or the sand or wherever it is, and then do it the tayammum. If you just have a bag of sand and you go, okay, let me do like that, and now I've got dust, okay, like that, and then here, no, you have to dab it on the bag of sand or earth or whatever you have, okay. Abbas, you have something in mind to do for next week? Shapara's account has been very, very quiet today. Muhammad Raza has been quiet. No questions? There's loads of questions to ask on Tahara and water, unless you all know everything. Inshallah, one of these days I'll do a workshop when the centers open up. Okay, who's it speaking? Go on. Okay, if you're not going to ask me questions, I'm going to ask you questions.
Sir.
Yeah, who's it? Fazan, okay, go on.
Can you go up? I just want to take a screenshot.
Oh, okay, which page do you want, Fazan? This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, like this?
I just want the pictures.
Okay. This
All
one?
of them.
That's it. Okay, you can get the whole page.
Shift command.
Got it?
No.
Let me just go back. That's the only picture we have, right?
Yeah.
So you got the whole picture then?
Yeah, I got it.
Good. Okay. So we have discussed that, we have different kinds of water and mutlaq water. So if a stream is running, let's say there's a stream, and then on the side of the stream, there's a little water, just little, like the span of my hand, just like that. Sometimes water collects. Is that mutlaq or not? Who wants to say? You've got something in chat from Muhammad Ali. It is mutlaq. Okay. Yes, Murtaza, okay. Second part to that question. Is it kur or not? Zain, yes, got it. Zain says no. Murtaza and Muhammad Ali say no, it's not kur. Who's going to say why is it not kur? Okay, Zain, good. Thank you very much. You all know the answer for this small quantity, as I mentioned. I didn't mention the depth of it, but hey, I understand this common sense. This little patch of water next to the stream is not kur, and it's mutlaq, of course, it's water. However, it can be not mutlaq as well if you look at it deeply. If it's on the side of the stream, it could be muddy water. It could be mudaf. So remember 3 things: color, smell, taste. If anything changes, it's not mutlaq water. So if it's muddy water, then it can be not mutlaq as well. Small patch of water next to the stream may not be mutlaq if it's muddy water. Okay, good. Okay, let's ask you another question. This is very important. I'm in a desert and I need my water, but it's prayer time, but I've got najasa on my cloth, not on my body, on my cloth, so whatever I'm wearing, but I have only one dress. which I'm wearing. I hope that I'll cross the desert soon, but I haven't been able to in this prayer time. It's going to finish by the time I get wherever I need to get. So
So,
there's no, hold on. Yeah, who is it? Zayan?
yeah,
Okay, go on, Zayan.
um, first you want to use the water to
Okay, I
clean the
haven't even
clothes.
asked the question, Zayan. You're answering me. Okay, I'll come to you only. Let me ask the whole question. So I have najasa on my clothes, and I have enough water to drink and do wudu as well. But I can't. If I use the water to wash my clothes or for my clothes that I'm wearing, I'll be in trouble because if I do wudu with that, then pretty much I'll be without water. What is the order of priority here? Go on, Zayan. Go on. You answer the question.
First clean the clothes and then do tayammum, and then the rest of the water you can drink and use.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody disagree or agree with him or not?
I think so the priority is to live. So you save that water for drinking, and you do tayammum for your wudu, and the najasa the importance is salah. If all the conditions can't be met, then you read salah in the best way you can. So I think it's okay if there's nothing you can do about it and there's najasa on your clothing and you've done tayammum,
Okay.
and you keep the water for drinking.
Okay, my condition was a good explanation. My condition was that I didn't say I was going to die. I said it's going to be difficult for me if I run out of water. I might be thirsty.
So I think you keep enough for you to think that you survive. So you say, with this, I'll definitely survive. The rest of the water you use to purify yourself, and then you do tayammum. Then you do tayammum.
Okay, good. Anybody agree or disagree with Murtaza as well? Zayan, what do you think?
Yeah, sir, that's right. I just said the same thing.
Yeah. Shapara agrees. Okay. Anybody else want to add or take away something from what the two boys said till now? Okay, nobody. Now, yes, very good answers, both of you, Zayan and Murtaza. Zayan, thank you very much. That's exactly what you said. In a nutshell, you answered my question with precise answer. The thing is, if you have water, that enough only that if you don't drink it, you will die, then you have to drink it. And then you pray with tayammum with the best condition as possible because salat is important. So you need to do it in whatever condition you are. Either you keep wearing the shirt that you're wearing, or you take off that shirt for the time of salah. And then for men, you take off that shirt and then you can do your prayer and put it back on after you've done. That's one way. Or if you can't, you're going to kill yourself by exposing yourself that badly for 5 minutes, then you keep the shirt on as well. However, if it's not going to be life threatening, like I had mentioned, I have just about enough water that I will get into difficulty if I don't drink some of it. Then what I can do is I have to clean the najasa first. I have to clean the najasa and keep the rest for my drinking and not do wudu. I need to do tayammum. That's very good. Okay, Shepara says yes, agree. Yeah, good, very good, all of you. I like your level of knowledge. And Zen is quiet because he knows all these stuff in any case, but he doesn't speak much these days. Abbas, what do you want to do for your homework? Where are you, Abbas? Are you there? Abbas is gone, is he? Okay. So what shall I put you for homework? Let's see what we are going to study in next chapter of fifth. And then I want you to answer all these questions as a homework exercise, which is there in the chapter of tayammum. It's very easy. It's going to probably take you 10 or 15 minutes. And the next chapter we're going to do is ghusl, and read the chapter and ask me questions to start with for ghusl. Before we go into anything else, to the next chapter, I'd like to take your questions on ghusl. So what I expect you all to do is ask me questions on ghusl when you come into the class first thing. Okay? And then we read the ghusl. Is that okay with everybody? I'm not getting any replies. Okay, Zain says yes. You can ask any question on ghusl, not just what is in the book. And hopefully, inshallah, if you get enough time, we'll start salah. Yes, who's this?
And this is Farzan.
Yes, Farzan.
Can I take like the screenshot of the answer sheet because I don't have the book
You don't have the book yet? Oh my God, Farzan. Okay, take
for
it.
ghusl?
For ghusl. Okay, you can take the. I just want you to take the chapter of ghusl. Okay, go on.
Okay.
You got some of it?
Yeah, I got how much you have.
Okay, then I'll move it down for you. Okay, take this one. Okay, let me go down further and take this one.
Done.
Okay,
Thank you.
and this one. Done?
Yeah.
And this?
Yeah, doing it. Thanks.
Okay. Right. Anybody has any further questions before we terminate the class? No questions, I hope? Okay. So we will finish the class unless you have any questions. Fazan, why don't you go online to the MUS website and just download the book for £1?
I'll send him the link right now.
Yeah, send him the link. It costs £1 to download the book, Farzan.
Okay.
It'll be easier for you, okay?
Okay.
And is Alamdar there with you, Muhammad Ali?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, Alamdar, you had a question last time which I actually did not address, and that was about incontinence, sorry.
Oh,
Because I forgot.
oh yes,
That
sir.
I didn't want to answer it, but the point is that if you're incontinent, then you have to do wudu just before the salah and carry on with it, even if you think that it might not be,
No, I see. Thank you.
might be a problem. But yeah, you have to actually do the wudu just before the salah and carry on with that if there is a serious problem like that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else has?
The link.
Sorry.
I didn't get the link.
Sending it.
Murtaza
One
is
second.
sending
One
it.
second. I'm
Murtaza
just
is
getting.
sending it to you. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see if Murtaza
Got
has
it.
sent it.
Got it.
Yeah. Did you get it, Farzan? Farzan, in the chat box, there is a link that Murtaza has pasted. Good. Copy it quickly and go on and paste it at Google or wherever you want to paste it on. I'm going to terminate the class for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadi wa ali.
Thank you. Wa alaikum salam. Allahumma.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullah.
Farzan, before you go, oh, sorry, he's gone.